Good morning, afternoon, and evening, wherever you are, and welcome to Faboo News. I'm Al. Where is she?
What are you doing?
Waiting.
You done?
Yep.
And I'm Kai.
And this is the news show that gives you the good stuff. News stories and fun activities from across the globe.
First up, imagine travelling halfway around planet Earth in a car that burns no fuel.
Well, I'd say it can't be done.
And you'd be wrong. Last year, Chris and Julie Ramsey from Aberdeen in Scotland drove a Nissan Ariya electric car from the North Pole in the Arctic all the way down to the South Pole in Antarctica.
Why?
To prove it could be done, Al. An epic 30,000-mile adventure using only electricity. Not a drop of oil burnt. Not a puff of exhaust fumes.
Faboo! Chris and Julie drove through Canada, across the USA, down into Mexico, Peru, Argentina, and beyond. Dodging polar bears, surviving blistering heat, and battling pounding winds. Now that's what I call an epic drive.
I don't even like being driven to the shops. Remember when I was sick? All over.
Guy! There are kids watching.
It was all lumpy.
Where would you drive if you could drive anywhere? Read all about the trip in the description below. Did you know electric cars don't have engines? No, they have motors. Some as small as your head. Because they don't burn fuel, no fumes come out the back end. So they're much better for the air you breathe. 9 in every 10 cars sold in Norway are now electric. And a quarter of those sold in China are now too. That's more than 9 million EVs sold last year. Do you drive in an electric car?
Has the post arrived?
Still not heard from your Australian pen pal?
No.
No, well, I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. It's a long way for a letter. Hey, what's the worst that could have happened? Well, there's an earthquake, I suppose. Or being eaten by a shark. Oh, then there are venomous spiders. I hear there are a lot of them down there. Oh, and it's easy to get lost in the outback. What? Al and Kai's Faboo News needs you, Faboo crew. We want to hear your news. Things that are going right, money you've raised for charity, anything that's made you smile. Let's share the good stuff. Just visit FabooNews.com now and click on Faboo News, and your story could be on the show. FabooNews.com.
Still to come on Al and Kai's Faboo News. The Great Paper Plane Fly-Off. Al rides a steam train and how the poo in your loo could fuel your next trip abroad. But first,
School children in America are breathing easy as they zoom to class in brand new electric school buses. 2,000 yellow buses have now been delivered across the USA by manufacturer Bluebird, with thousands more still to come.
By using electricity instead of diesel, these buses stop 21,000 tonnes of CO2 from belching into the air every year. That's the weight of over 3,000 African elephants.
That's a lot of gas.
You know how.
Wait, what?
CO2 from burning fossil fuels adds to climate change, increasing the risk of wildfires, storms and droughts. So switching to electric buses can make a huge difference.
Even better, 150,000 kids no longer breathe in fumes on their way to school. Faboo!
Sounds a bit rubbish though. The motor on the bus goes.
All day long. No, that's rubbish, you're right. Yeah. Read more about it in the description below. Well, I didn't know. I was just talking hypotheticals. She's locked herself in the shed. Oh, best introduce the next bit yourself then. From horses to bikes to trains and planes, we've literally come a long way with transport. Al recently visited the Festiniog Welsh Highland Railway in Wales to see just how humans got from A to B back in the age of steam. You join me here on a windy day in Portmadoc in Wales. We are going to take a steam train ride. About to go in to a tunnel. And?
She had a cold and it rained.
Riveting.
I'm here at the Story Centre in Lancaster, England with my mom for the Great Paper Plane Throwdown. Come on, Mom, let's get inside and start flying. Here are our competitors. 4 of the most unique and successful designs we could find on the web. Number 1, the classic dart. Number 2, shaped like a bird, but does it fly like a bird? 3 is a tube that can fly. Flying at 4, the hammerhead. Which one do you think will travel the furthest? Pause, write it down, and see if you were right at the end of the video. Starting off with the dart. Whoa! That's a long way. And now, we mark it up. Our bird is next.
Ooh, what? Ooh.
She liked to fly to the right.
Oh dear.
It's tube time!
This is more difficult to throw than the others. You have to try and spin it and throw it at the same time to get it to work.
Tricky indeed! But persevere.
Oh, that was a better one.
Hammerhead next. How will that heavy nose affect the flight?
Oh.
That one went backwards. Whack, 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 whack.
Ooh.
Which plane won? And did you guess the outcome?
And 1. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Great Paper Plane Throwdown is plane number 1. The traditional dart. A company called Firefly here in the UK has discovered a way to make jet fuel from human poo.
You're kidding.
I am not. Through a process called hydrothermal liquefaction, they take sewage, treat it with chemicals and heat, and create a black sludge that can be turned directly into jet fuel. No fossil fuels, no oil, and a freely available source of tons and tons of, well, you get the idea.
What?
Hydrothermal liquefaction.
Bet you can't say that 3 times fast.
Barely say it once. Can you? Can you say it? Let's try.
Hydrothermal liquefaction. hydrothermal liquefaction.
Hydrothermal liquefaction.
From poo to plane. From toilet to tarmac. From shh.
I think they get the idea. You know, you got a real potty mouth. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, and welcome to Faboo News. I'm Al.
And I'm Kai.
And this is the news show that gives you the good. But
It's Halloween, Al.
hello, what?
Come on. You know, Halloween.
Oh, well, yeah, it's never really been my thing.
Not a fan of scary stuff?
Well, yeah, I am, but I just...
Good, because...
Zombies. They're not known for their charity work.
Not usually, though.
Residents in the town of Glastonbury in Somerset are out to change that. On Halloween every year, zombies, or people dressed as zombies,
We hope.
descend on the town to shamble through the streets in the annual Glastonbury Zombie Walk.
They need some body to hang out with, Al. But they're not just doing it for the fresh air and finger food. These zombies are raising money for a good cause. Money raised at the event goes to the charity Children's World, who run arts and educational events for children in the UK and across the world.
Children's World's important work supports kids with special needs and brings joy and laughter to kids in refugee camps and war zones across the world. Faboo.
Sounds like they've got some brains.
Stop that.
They'll be dead tired by the end.
Oh, good Lord. Discover more about the event and Children's World in the description below.
Did you know Halloween began with the pagan festival of Samhain, which celebrates the end of the harvest and start of winter? The earliest records of the festival date to the 9th century, and it was believed to mark a time where the barriers between the living and spirit realms were weakest, and people would set dinner places for ancestors and loved ones who'd passed on, just in case they wanted to swing by and say hello.
I did a duathlon last week.
A duathlon?
Yeah,
Which two sports did you do?
running and cycling.
Running and cycling, fantastic. How far did you run and cycle?
I cycled 200 metres and ran 100 metres.
Faboo! Well done, you!
You know, lizards use bubbles to breathe underwater.
Lizards use bubbles to breathe underwater? That's amazing! Join our Faboo crew by visiting faboonews.com and you could be part of the show. Share your Faboo news by clicking on Faboo News and let's build our Faboo News family. One positive news story
at a time. You can also support the show by joining our Patreon for exclusive perks and watch each episode a whole week before anyone else. All of this and more at FabooNews.com. Now, back to the show.
There's a real storm starting out there. It's getting windy. Hey, what's Kai doing? I don't know. Some kind of Halloween thing. Hey, what does a werewolf use to keep its fur tidy?
Ah!
Scare spray.
I'm all right.
Still to come, Al meets Bats, we meet Stingy Jack, and will Kai's love of Halloween draw Al to the dark side? But first, over to Djibouti in East Africa for our next story. A story about sucking human blood.
Ew.
I know, but there has... For heaven's sake. Real funny, Kai. Real funny.
I thought so.
But not enough. Not nearly enough.
Rats.
Scientists in Djibouti recently released a new type of mosquito into the wild that could stop the spread of malaria, a nasty disease caused by parasites and shared by the bite of mosquitoes.
I said ew before, but I don't think it was a big enough ew. Ew.
It's worse than ew, Kai. Malaria can cause seizures, brain damage, and death.
Oh dear.
The good news is we can stop the spread of malaria by controlling the mosquitoes that carry it. And that's what the scientists are trying to do. By introducing mosquitoes with adapted genes, scientists are making it harder for female mosquitoes to live long enough to start biting humans.
Why just the girls?
Well, it's just the girls who bite, Kai.
Oh, charming.
With less female mosquitoes around, there are less humans being bitten and fewer cases of malaria.
So, it's the girls who bite, is it, Al?
Wait, no.
I want to suck your blood.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Interrupting ghost. Interrupting boo! When you think of Halloween, you often think of bats. Specifically, vampire bats. But are bats really something you should be scared of? I went to Wild Discovery near Preston in Lancashire, England, to find out. I'm here at Wild Discovery at Ribby Hall Village near Preston in Lancashire. But I'm not here to visit their lemurs or their armadillos. No, I'm here to meet their bats. With keeper Emily Harrison. Let's head in and say hello. How many bats do you have in here?
There's approximately 30, but they are a breeding colony and we only do a census once a year. So about 30.
About 30. That's a lot in a small space. Do they all get on?
They do. We don't really have any issues with them fighting, I don't think. They all get on really nicely.
What species are they?
We've got 2 types. So these little ones that you can see feeding off the banana, these are called Cebus fruit bats. And then there are 3 slightly larger ones that you might be able to see flying around in a moment, and they're Egyptian fruit bats.
Where do Cebus fruit bats come from?
They're from South America, and they live in sort of the forests in South America.
Forests in South America. Should people be scared of bats? I know a lot of people are.
Absolutely not. Bats are really, really important. So most bats actually feed on insects. So they're really, really important for pest control. And then fruit bats like these are actually involved in the pollination process like bees, so they help plants to grow.
Faboo. Well, this is about midday here. How are they still up?
So we have our bats on a reverse cycle. So you'll see it's dark in here at the moment. So what we do is the lights flick on at night and they all go to sleep. And then during the day, we turn the lights off and they all wake up.
Oh, that's to help people see them when they come round and visit.
It is.
This is one of the Egyptian bats. Oh, they're making a real meal out of this banana. Is this their favorite food?
By far. Banana's by far their favorite. They also really like melon.
Melon. Who doesn't like melon? Wow. And you're not worried at all about them biting you?
No, they're not interested in me.
No. Yeah, they're not vampire bats, but those do exist, don't they?
Yeah, so there is a few different species of vampire bat, but there's a bit of a common misconception that they bite humans. That's really, really rare. They tend to feed on the blood of, so 2 species like to feed on the blood of birds and 1 on cattle. So it's very, very rare that they will bite a human.
Oh, I'm very glad to hear that. And you must never pick up a bat yourself, not unless you've got training and a license. Do you have to have a license?
You have to be qualified through the Bat Conservation Trust. And then once you're qualified, then you're allowed to interact with bats. But bats are a protected species in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
But you can help bats. So by putting bat boxes up in your garden, that can give them somewhere safe to roost. And also a bug-friendly garden is a bat-friendly garden. So if you can make your garden attractive to bugs, that makes it attractive to bats.
Faboo!
Huge thanks to Wild Discovery at Ribby Hall Village and to Emily for letting us meet their bats. I'm sure we'll be visiting again soon.
I think there's a typo in this next bit. I don't think there is a K in pneumono ultramicroscopic silico-volcanoconiosis.
Oh.
Yes, Kai?
I am not Kai. I'm the ghost of the cellar where we film.
I don't think a ghost would say that.
Yes, we would. Woo! What's happening?
Well, it looks like a power cut. You okay?
No.
Oh, hold on. I think I got a torch here somewhere. Oh, yep, here it is. Hey, you're shaking.
I'm scared of the dark.
Well, I thought you liked being scared. Well, hey, don't worry. The light will come back on soon.
Why aren't you scared, Al?
Who says I'm not scared? But I'm not scared of the dark. I know that over there's the washing machine, and over there's the camera, and over there's the laundry basket with the dress in.
Well, you know, the one that Dad spilled butter on and is scared to tell Mom?
He's in so much trouble.
Hey, you know what scares me the most? My sister being scared. Oh.
I feel a bit better now.
Hey, it's Halloween. Do you want a spooky story?
What about Stingy Jack?
Cool.
Who goes there who walks through the night, stepping in silence and holding a light? 'Tis Jack of the smithy, Jack of the drink, the one they called Stingy, a villain, a fink. The devil he came to take old Jack's soul, but Jack was too quick for the rascal to hold. With a sleight of his hand and a trill of his tongue, Jack trapped the horned beast, and a deal was done. No more could the devil take Jack for his crimes. When he died, although wicked, Jack was safe for all time. But safety from hell was no blessing to be, for the drink it did kill him, and to heaven went he. And the gates they were closed to the villainous Jack, and from hell he was barred, so to earth he came back. And now old Jack wanders, ever to dwell, never in heaven and never in hell. Through the world he now walks, an ember ablaze, trapped in a turnip held up to his face. Jack of the smithy, Jack of the drink, Jack of the lantern.
Oh. You know what? We should go trick-or-treating. Now, guys, are you listening? Guys! Now, it's been a really long week. I really need to get some shut-eye, so I'm going to put my head down on the sofa here. It would be really helpful if you could just go and play quietly somewhere else. Sure thing, Dad. Thank you.
I think he'd look really good with glasses.
Don't you dare.
On this week's show, robot relaxation, falling for autumn, and can Al and Kai leave Dad in peace? Let's find out in today's Faboo News. Let's start the show.
Good morning, afternoon, and... Shh! I gotta do the intro, Kai.
Yeah, but do it quietly.
But Welcome to Faboo News. I'm Al.
And I'm Kai.
And this is the new show that gives you the good stuff. Positive news stories and fun activities from across the globe.
I can't hear you.
What?
I said, I can't hear you.
Well, of course you can't. No. Look, this is ridiculous. How about we talk at, like, a regular volume? But no shouting.
What?
No shouting. Shh. Good grief.
New studies in southern Africa have shown that the number of African elephants living wild in the region has stabilised over the last 25 years, and in some areas, it's even gone up.
Faboo! In 1930, there were an estimated 10 million African elephants across the continent. But by the 90s, there were less than 500,000. A huge drop caused by poaching and hunting. But since the year 2000, things have started to change.
With the growth of huge connected national parks in Zimbabwe, Zambia, Botswana and elsewhere, elephant numbers are now going up again. It's slow progress and there are still challenges, but there's hope that the huge losses of the past may finally be coming to an end.
I can do a great elephant impression with this snout. Can you?
Did you know elephants listen with their feet as well as their ears, and their low rumbling calls can be felt through the floor and measured like earthquakes are. Their lowest calls can be heard from miles away, but you'd never hear them. Our ears just aren't sensitive enough. They say an elephant never forgets, which isn't really true, but they do have a great memory. An elephant can retrace paths that are hundreds of years old and recognise dozens of faces years after they last saw them.
So my Faboo news is that today is Lancaster Fun Palace Day, and fun palaces are happening all over the country. It's a festival of community drama and songs and science and arts and all sorts of really Faboo things.
Fantastic! Hello, what's your name?
Edith.
And what Faboo news do you have for me? You started school? Faboo, are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah! Join our Faboo crew by visiting faboonews.com and you could be part of the show. Share your Faboo news by clicking on Faboo News and let's build our Faboo News family. One positive news story at a time. You can also support the show by joining our Patreon for exclusive perks and watch each episode a whole week before anyone else. All of this and more at faboonews.com. Now, back to the show. Hey, Kai! You know how this episode's all about peace and quiet?
Yes?
Well, I've ordered the world's smallest hoard.
Oh, fab. When does it arrive?
Any minute now.
Oh no! Dad!
No! Stop! Hey! Whoa! No! No! Wait! Hold on! Whoa!
But hippos don't bounce on marshmallows. Wow, this thing really must be small.
Do you meditate, Al?
Oh, sometimes. It's nice to be quiet and still.
Do you use a blowtorch?
No.
Andy Laverton, a military helicopter mechanic from Shrewsbury in England, found a new escape from the stress of his job by making miniature robots from scrap. In a BBC interview, he called it meditation for engineers.
Heavy.
Heavy metal, ow! Andy and his wife Lottie sell these little critters called birds as a business and to raise money for charity. So everyone can enjoy Andy's passion for creation.
I am a robot.
You've got a screw loose. Andy and Lottie help kids to build their own fantastic scrap creations in schools. And they're even up for an award for their Faboo work. All this from one man's wish to de-stress and relax after work. We'd love you to show some Faboo support by clicking on the link in the description below.
Would you like to make a robot? Mom will be showing you how in Al and Kai Extra later this week. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it. Is your memory as good as an elephant's? What colour mini elephant popped up in the corner of the video when Kai was talking about elephants?
Aww, he looks so peaceful.
World's smallest horn?
Oh no! I draw some glasses on him?
Space. It's big. So big. Real big.
Ow!
Sorry. This is the expedition of the USS Inceptum. Its journey taking it to far-off worlds and squiggly, wiggly aliens. Follow its crew and their epic adventures in Wagon Train in Space. Ow! 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 I think they've lost it. Did they ever have it? I'm not sure what it is now. Whatever it is, it can't include the word Trek. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, and welcome to Faboo News. I'm Al.
And I'm Kai.
And this is the news show that gives you the good stuff. Fun activities and uplifting news stories from across the globe. First up, have you ever wondered what it would be like to travel back in time? Have you?
You mean swoosh back to see the Beatles live or the moon landing? Oh, that would be amazing!
Did you know scientists have already seen a form of time travel in action?
No way.
All the way. But not like Doctor Who's TARDIS. No, they used a beam of light and some very special, super cold gas. By firing light into a cloud of rubidium gas, they were hoping to see just how the gas would react to the light. What they weren't expecting was that the light seemed to come out the other side of the gas cloud before it had even come in.
Whoa! You're blowing my mind.
What they were seeing was something called negative time, a weird effect of quantum reality.
Oh, like in Ant-Man, when things are smaller than atoms?
That's right, Kai. When you study things that small, you get some really weird results. In this case, negative time.
So, when do I pick up my time machine?
Sadly, taking people back in time is a bit beyond current technology, but who knows what we might discover tomorrow.
Ah, I took out some half-chewed gum the other day, and I'd love to know where I put it. There was still some flavour left.
Yeah. Did you know light is the fastest thing in the universe? Nothing is faster. It travels at 186,000 miles every second. The thing about the universe is that the universe is vast. Even traveling at 186,000 miles a second, it still takes light 8 minutes to go from our sun to the Earth. When you look up at the night sky and you look up at the stars, you're seeing light that has been traveling for millions of years. And if you were out there in a galaxy far, far away, and you were looking at the planet Earth through a really powerful telescope, then you would see the planet as it looked back in the time of the dinosaurs.
I don't know why we didn't think of it before. We've got all the stuff. We can create our own version of wagon train in space.
Yeah.
You can be Captain Burke.
And you can be my feisty second in command, Dr. Spink. But we're gonna need some weird aliens. You know, icky, disgusting, gross, gloopy. I mean, where are we gonna find them?
Okay, hey, now I made this paper aeroplane myself. All by myself. Oh, except Mum gave me the instructions.
Oh, your
Right
mum
over
sounds
there.
amazing.
The biggest fossil in the world was found under a school in America.
Under a school?
Yeah?
How did they find that? Do you know?
No?
No idea.
No.
Wow, I wonder what they were doing. I'm gonna have to find out. Join our Faboo crew by visiting faboonews.com and you could be part of the show. Share your Faboo news by clicking on Faboo News and let's build our Faboo News family. One positive news story at a time. You can also support the show by joining our Patreon for exclusive perks and watch each episode a whole week before anyone else. All of this and more at faboonews.com. Now, back to the show.
Still to come. Good news for wolves. We fly to the moon. And will Al and Kai get their show on the road? But first...
No, Galen, you can't take over the ship, even with your hordes of robots.
Hey, it's good, Al, but it's a bit subtle. Hey, do you think there is life out there, like in the show? NASA, the American Space Agency, recently launched a spaceship to find out.
The Europa Clipper mission is heading over 1.8 billion miles to the planet Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system. But it's not going out there to look at the planet. Its target is one of Jupiter's moons, Europa.
For life to exist as we know it, it needs liquid water. And there's plenty on Earth. Just look out the window. But out there in the solar system, it's a bit harder to find. Europa is one of the few places we know of that has it. And that makes it a prime target in the search for life.
Yeah, but don't think we're gonna find some bug-eyed monsters or exterminating tin cans. If we do find life out there, it's likely to be really small, like bacteria. And it's gonna take some time. Jupiter is so far away that the Europa Clipper won't arrive until 2030. But I'd put it in your diary. You don't want to miss it. The moon! We've been fascinated by our celestial neighbor for thousands of years. Al recently went to see physical theatre specialists Motion House as they prepared to visit the moon in their stage show, Starchitects.
Wow! So exciting! I'm backstage with Motion House. Say hi, guys. Hey. Oh, it's lovely to meet you. What's this room called?
This is one of the dressing rooms.
A dressing room. Oh, well, you all look dressed already. Oh, if you don't mind me saying, I'm quite glad. Yeah. So, what's the show about, guys?
The show is about a group of kids who use their imagination and travel all the way into space and land on an alien planet.
Space! Wow, did you have to do any research? Anyone here went to the International Space Station?
Oh, in the show we have to do lots of training to get ready to go into space.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Astronaut school, we call it.
Astronaut school? That's not like regular school where you have to do maths and things, is it?
No, you gotta do much more fun things, don't you?
Much more fun things. I hear there's a monster in this show, right? Is that right?
Yeah, there is.
What kind of monster? Is it a scary monster or is it a friendly monster?
I think he's friendly.
I think he's misunderstood.
Misunderstood.
Yeah.
Misunderstood.
He's big and green and slimy and slinky.
And he chases us all over the place.
What's your favorite moment in the show?
That's a very good question.
My favourite moment is when we're floating in the air. It's like a zero gravity. We're hanging off these guys that are stood holding us and we're just floating in the air and it feels really nice.
Fantastic. So, you've been doing this for 2 years. Do you ever trying to switch it up, put in new moves?
Oh yeah, we're always like trying to change it, aren't we? And like add in a bit of like ad-lib and some like acting and stuff.
Trying to make each other laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the best way. I try and do that with my sister. I try telling her jokes. It doesn't normally go well. She doesn't understand them. You must be exhausted. How many times do you perform a week?
Well, this week we're doing 6 shows.
6
But it
shows?
varies.
Oh my God. You don't need to go to a gym at all, do you? No.
We use each other as the gym.
You use each other as the gym. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys up there. You better get ready now.
Yeah.
Yeah? So let's say break a leg.
Break a leg.
Break a leg, yeah. But not really. Don't really do that. It's the monster! Yeah! That one's so cool! Yeah! Woo! Woo!
You may have heard that wolves howl at the moon. Well, that's a bit of a myth. But there's a lot of Faboo wolf news out there. Conservation efforts in the EU have led to a huge growth in the number of grey wolves across Germany, Belgium, and the Netherlands, where they were once at risk of extinction.
20,000 wolves now roam the wilder areas of Europe, hunting and living just as wolf packs did 1,000 years ago. Mexican wolves are also seeing a surge, with numbers increasing for 9 years straight.
It can be difficult to count how many wolves roam in the wild areas. Some are tagged with electronic colors, but many others are not. So rangers have to sweep huge areas with helicopters and drones to track them down.
Wolves lick the insides of each other's mouths to learn about each individual. Is that what Mum
Do you think our aliens are ready? Perfect.
Wake up! many shots like that, Captain. The shields can't take it.
Reroute auxiliary power from the plasma engines.
I can't do that.
Are the Muxions using a jamming ray to freeze the nuon coils?
No, I don't know what reroute means.
The big yellow button! The big yellow button!
Ooh.
So, Burke, our long rivalry has finally come to an end. Now your ship will be destroyed! But first, I have something to tell you. I am your gardener.
Dinner's ready.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Oh.
Will Captain Burke and the intrepid crew of the USS Inceptum triumph over the evil Gelon? Have our heroes met their doom? And who is going to look after the captain's petunias now? Find out in the next exciting episode of Wagon Train in Space.
Thank you for joining us for this week's Faboo News. It's been great seeing you. We'd love you to join us next week when we'll be looking at even more positive news stories from across the globe. Just search for Faboo News. That's
Faboo. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the show with others. And find us on all our socials to keep building the Faboo News family. You are our Faboo crew.
Until next week, stay kind, stay positive, and keep being your Faboo you.